Perhaps the most surprising thing to come from the election yesterday is not the fact that there's a runoff, nor is it the two candidates who won and are going to face each other in May are who they are. It is the low voter turnout. What's behind it? Let's find out. Joining me on the morning show, News4JAX political analyst and head of the Jacksonville University Public Policy Institute, Rick Mullaney. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, Bruce.
So Mike Hogan, the supervisor of elections, did not hide his disappointment. Early voting brought in just shy of 14% of registered voters. When the polls closed, turnout including election day crept up to just about 25%. Why the apathy? Elections in March, the derision between Davis and Cumber, or voters just fed up with politics, or even worse, they just don't care?
Well, Bruce, this has been the topic of much discussion, and clearly it is disappointing for lots and lots of reasons. Some have said that the negative campaigning itself, which really went beyond negative campaigning, but personal attacks, some have characterized it as the worst in the history of our consolidated government, this particular campaign, and they believe that negative campaigning suppresses voter turnout. Others look to the election cycle. We just had a big election for the midterms in the fall. You had the primaries last August. They point to voter fatigue. Still others point to the candidates devoting more resources to the get out the vote efforts. But regardless of the cause, it's a major disappointment because the consequences are so great. Come July 1, we will have a new mayor and we will have a new city council, and there are significant challenges and opportunities for new leadership here in Jacksonville. Think about this, Bruce. The same electorate that in presidential campaigns turns out over 70% here in Duval County turns out 25% in a local election. And while presidential elections are clearly important, it's the local elections that shape the future of Jacksonville and the quality of life. I'm hopeful that in May we'll see a bigger turnout.
So let's turn our focus to May. You've got Davis and Deegan. Davis was better financed. Deegan did not have a big war chest. The Democrats are going to have to find a way to finance her campaign.
Bruce, it's a new ballgame for the runoff. There's 7 weeks to that runoff election, and if Donna Deegan wants to be successful, despite the fact that she has a 14-point lead, priority number one is she has to raise money. In this first election, she had the luxury of not raising less than $1 million. There was no negative campaigning on the Democratic side, and she could rely on favorable impressions and high name ID to get her to the runoff. But it will be different in the runoff, whether it's from the national campaign, the national party, the state party, local, or Republicans supporting her. She has got to be able to raise money to be successful. Also on that turnout, she's got to have the turnout. If it's the same turnout as before and the same fundraising as the past, it'll be advantage Daniel Davis.
Yeah, more Republicans turned out this past race than did Democrats. Also, if you look at mayoral races in the past, we trend Republican. That's not going to help Deegan.
You're exactly right, Bruce. If you take a look, since our unitary election started in 1995, where Republicans and Democrats ran together over the last 30 years, only once in Duval County have we elected a Democrat, and that is Alvin Brown in 2011. However, we have been trending blue. There are more Democrats elected, registered than Republicans, and what Donna Deegan needs to do is to focus on raising money, as well as that turnout. There's potential upside for Democratic candidates in a county trending blue, but you've got to turn out your vote.
And there's another fundamental question here. Do people want more of the same, or do they want change? Because Daniel Davis is an extension of what is. At least Donna Deegan says, I'm presenting something different, conservative versus liberal.
Well,
and I hate to use labels.
Well, we'll go to labels for a second. I have an old partner in a law firm who once said, let me define the issue and I'll win the argument. And that's why fundraising is going to be important. Who's going to define who first? For the Davis campaign, you're likely to see this, and you see this previewed last night, is do you want liberal versus conservative? And I suspect that will be their framing of liberal versus conservative. If you're Donna Deegan, one potential framing is, do you want more of the same or do you want change? It's up to the campaigns to define themselves, but it takes that money to define yourself and your opponent. This is going to be hard fought, and if history is any guide, it's going to be very, very close. And the consequences are significant. It's an important race.
The other thing to watch is city council, because this is going to be a new council, and whether or not council can get along with the mayor will define what happens in Jacksonville.
Very important, Bruce. And by the way, in May, we have significant number of runoff elections for city council. This is the first election under the new map. The federal court has imposed a new map, and we had tremendous changes in the districts. So one thing to take a look for in May is, what is the composition going to be, Republican versus Democrat, and what's it going to be, the racial composition? In particular, look to districts 9, 7, and 14. All of those districts were affected by the new maps, and take a look at what this council is going to look like. For sure, when you come May, you're going to have a mayor's race, a runoff in the constitutional officer for property appraiser, and several runoffs in city council. It's important, it's consequential, and I hope the people of Jacksonville turn out.
And if apathy was behind people not turning out for the election, they better rethink things because Jacksonville's future is going to be in the hands of whoever's in office for the next 4 years. Rick, thanks for being here.